Welcome everyone. We're waiting for there is 1 second. There's Gunjan. Get her in.
Hi,
Hey,
Mala.
welcome.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today for a cup of tea.
Yes.
I
Thank
bet
you.
you're very, very busy, and congratulations on the launch of the website. It's
Thanks a lot.
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So, are you ready to spill the beans to everybody how you got started and what it's all about? Because I think your Instagram pages really kept the mystery going for quite a time. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I had a lot of people asking me, what is this? Who is this? What are you doing, Mala? And finally, it kind of drawn the curtains and the stage is now ready. So, let me ask you first, Gunjan, how did the idea of Amala Earth come about to you?
So, Amala Earth is basically a platform for all kinds of different healthy and conscious living products and to build a community of that similar space. So this has been, something like this has been on my mind since a long time, but I never understood or knew as to how I'm going to put it forward to the people of the world and help them move towards a little more better or a more conscious way of living. So I think it was in the lockdown that I really was working on brainstorming and figuring out the right way to put it to the people. So I was lucky enough to get that opportunity to build this space and quite excited. I think it's looking exactly what I imagined it to be, and of course, very happy to have a great team for that, who's helped me, including you, who's helped me build this platform.
Thank you.
In this space. Yeah.
Thank you. I want to understand from you, Gunjan. I mean, I know that, as you also know, that I've been living this life of conscious and awareness. But what does it mean to the people? I mean, I have come across a lot of people in my life who don't know what that means. So, how would you define conscious living? Because your tagline is a way to conscious living. So, how would you define that?
Right. So, for me personally, I feel Amala Earth basically comes from the word Amal in Sanskrit, which means pure, and everything to do with earth friendly living. So, for me personally, I think it's a very step by step process. So, it's, you cannot just jump into it. I think it's a way of living. I think what we want to tell people as well that, you cannot change overnight, but it's a slow process of getting into that space, and that's why we're calling it a way of living. Kind of space. So I think, I think for me, it's basically making small changes in your everyday life and incorporating small changes, whether it's a healthy way of eating or like improving your household or getting more earth-friendly products into your household, or even like just attending workshops. Listening to speakers, listening to experts from the space, educating yourself. I think small little changes is what being aware and being conscious means to me.
Right. And Amala Earth, I mean, where did that come from, the name, the Amala Earth, the name? How did
So
you...
Amala Earth is a platform to promote earth-friendly products. So basically, the word Amal it came from the Sanskrit word Amal, which means pure. And earth is basically something that encapsulates everything that we sell. So everything from the earth, that's the idea behind it.
Okay, lovely. Because, to change to a conscious way of life, um, it can take years.
Right.
I mean, I have to share with you that since I've started working with you about 10 months now, I myself have made even more changes than I had before.
Right.
Like, I bought myself a bamboo toothbrush and some brown toilet paper, which I didn't really have before. So I think slowly, and it's become so easy now for me to just go to the website and buy everything from under one roof. I mean, I think that's such a brilliant idea. How difficult is it? I mean, are these products that you have, these conscious products we call, uh, are they difficult to source? Do people have enough productivity that you can run a website on, an e-commerce site on? How does that work? how you
So
handle
I
it?
think in India, especially, there's a wide range of people doing such beautiful things. The idea came about when I was running the farmers market in Delhi for a year in between, where people were doing beautiful products and they had such beautiful stories to tell, different kinds of products in different areas, and each one has a beautiful story to tell. Like you said, like you're using a brown toilet paper, for example, or like incense sticks made out of flowers, candles made out of soil. So I mean, I would never imagine, again, like you just said, I would never imagine switching my candle, for that matter. So I did not even earlier, I did not know that there were soy candles, and what are the benefits? Why should I buy a soy candle over a regular candle? So these are the kind of first of all, the awareness is not there as to the range of different products that are available. That's what Amala Earth will be providing, the range of different products and the story behind each vendor, each founder behind that product. So we will be talking about the different qualities of each brand and why they specialize in what they do and how they are earth friendly to Amala Earth. So that's going to be the whole community building that we're going to do through this space.
Fabulous. So this way you give opportunity to the small time producers also, right?
For sure. It's about bringing together everybody who believes in this space together on one platform. So it's products, brands, experts, people, consumers, everyone together where they can communicate, where they can be together in this space. And of course, take action as well, not just talk about it, but buy the things and use it as well and make those small changes in their, own lives.
Fabulous. I think, Gunjan, as you know, that I've also been in this conscious living lifestyle for almost years now. And when I started, I don't think the concept was even there. And now, since, I've started working with you, I'm finding this whole space so exciting because it's a huge umbrella that brings all of this together. So not only are you helping the producers and the vendors and the craftsmen, but you're also making it easy for us to source those products so easily under one roof. Normally I'm going crazy going from shop to shop every week, exactly, picking up my toiletries here, my food here, my vegan stuff there, my whatever. And now I can buy everything. I mean, I even bought the other day, what did I buy? Something which was amazing. Like I found everything in under one roof.
Right. So the main reason actually was exactly this. So I was a very big consumer since the last 5-7 years of all these different kinds of products, and I had to visit like 5-7 different websites to shop like basic things. Go into every brand, go and shop one product. So it was a very tedious process, and I really wanted to buy a lot of things. So it was like, you had to go into each one's website, buy one product, which they do because the other does something else, the other does. So I think the whole idea behind Amala Earth is mainly to bring everyone together where the consumer can easily shop, and not only shop, actually know a lot more brands and a lot more different beautiful kinds of products that people are actually working on, and not only know but also know the story behind them, the whole the way they came up, because they all have a brilliant story. So that's what we want to show to the consumer, that the whole the depth that the brand has gone through, each of those brands actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely. And what do you think people really, what is the first step you would recommend people to come to the conscious way of life? What would you say is the tiny baby step that people need to take? What
I think it's. I think the easiest thing to switch over is food, because we are all so aware of it. I think the world has been made aware of vegan benefits, gluten-free benefits. I think the easiest thing to shop on the website, of course, is food, because we are easily aware of it. We know of the brands as well. So I think that's the first step, I think, with which people would ideally take. But when you move forward, you will actually discover beautiful brands in food also, like, and in terms of, let's say, beauty products, in terms of home products, like a simple thing like, even your loofah can be, made out of different kinds of natural products. Even your bed sheets, I mean, even your clothes can be made out of hemp. You don't easily buy it and you don't get convinced if it is on a particular website. But when you see a range of different kinds of hemp clothing, different kinds of linen clothing, so you do I mean, when you see a whole range, you're easily able to choose from it versus just one particular, space.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be interesting. Also, we're going to have a lot of education and a lot of communication around that particular fabric as well. So if it is hemp or linen, we will tell you why it is beneficial for you and how it's used. So how I got educated was actually when I started wearing those kind of clothes and I started using those kind of products. It's not only about the mind space, it's also about the actual feel. So when you actually touch and feel those products, you actually, in some way, you feel connected to that particular product because it's, earth friendly.
So education, I know from working with you for a few months now, to educate people into the space is very important to you, right, Gunjan?
Right.
So how are you planning to do that? I mean, buying a product is one thing. Yes, availability is fantastic. But like you say, you're talking about hemp, and we were just talking earlier on a product, maybe a dress is not looking very attractive, but once you know it's hemp, we say, oh, that's hemp. So let's explore it more, right? So what educational platforms are you thinking of in the future for Amala Earth?
So
I mean,
Amala Earth is basically
collaborations, things like that.
right. So hemp is of course a product which is now a new word right now, but I think it's also when you actually wear it, you actually get the feel and texture of it. So I think our communication is going to be based more on real life. So it's not going to be just that this is a hemp clothing and you should buy it. It's going to be more real life examples of people who probably use that product and they share their experiences of of how it was actually produced. So we're going to get into people's factories or people how they're producing that particular product and showing it through communication as to how it is actually made. And we're also going to be working on a whole education. So as an example, for example, today we know ragi is healthy for us, but what are the different kinds of recipes we can do with ragi? I would love to know, besides a regular ragi roti, what can I make ragi with? Or even if it is ashwagandha, how can I use ashwagandha in 10 different options? That's the kind of education we're going to give to our consumers.
Lovely. And you're going to like have workshops and you're going to have lectures and you're going to have
over time we're going to have some workshops and events as well, but there's going to be a lot of communication through social media, through of course the whole online process. We are going to be doing that. Yeah.
What I love, the vibe that I love of Amala Earth is you are actually holding hands with everybody, your vendors, your buyers, your producers, your staff, everybody, and you're saying to everyone, let's all go together.
Right. Exactly. That's the whole idea. Because today we live in a collaborative environment.
Yeah.
So we want even the people who work with us, we would love to have people from the conscious space, from the space who can work together with a similar mind space. So whether it's the people we work with, whether it's the people who we are collaborating with, whether it's our vendors or the people, so everyone's going to be, it's a collaborative environment.
So your website is live now, so people can buy from your website now, right?
Right. Yes.
And you are currently, as we speak, onboarding more and more vendors.
For sure. There's going to be lots more. A lot of more products, a lot of more communities building up, a lot of more experts coming and speaking and educating us with them.
And do you deliver all over India?
Yes. It's across the country. Yeah.
That's fabulous. Fantastic. Yes. Okay, great. And is there any message that you'd like to give? Anything, Gunjan, that you would like your audience to know about Amala that I haven't asked, or is there anything that?
So I think Amala is basically has been born in the pandemic. So it's come out from there. And I think there's a lot of depth and a lot of research that has gone into this space. I think we would love for all our consumers to come collaborate with us, even if they have any ideas based on this. So we would like to involve all our people in this space as a community and not just look at it as a marketplace, because that's not what we want to do. We don't want to just do a buy and sell space. We are going to build a community around this space. So the idea is basically to build a like-minded space where everyone can have discussions, listen to experts, go through spaces, mind spaces as well. So it's not just buying and selling. So we're going to be building a community around it. That's what Mala Earth is about.
Absolutely wonderful. That really sounds absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So I'm just checking a question that has come in. Oh, sorry, it's not a question. Okay. And how many vendors do you have on board right now, and what kind of parameters are you using to because there's so much greenwashing and there's so much activism around the area that you're going into. I mean, how does one protect oneself from that? Because I know your own view is that we are not telling people what they should do. We are just providing an opportunity for them to make a more considered choice, to be more friendly to the earth, to be more healthy, etc. I also know that we cannot do it overnight.
Right. Yeah, so at Amala Earth, we're basically curating a whole set of brands which we've carefully chosen based on different parameters. There will be certain parameters which they meet, there will be certain parameters which they may not meet, but we are going to be helping hands even to the vendors to actually develop their space. So it's actually it's like a step by step process which we're building in, where there may be certain parameters where they're not 100% sustainable or not 100% the packaging is not 100% proper, but we would be working hand in hand with them to develop their space. But maybe their product is amazing, their product is very conscious, so we are working together with them as well. Plus, we're building a platform where we're educating the consumer. So Amala Earth, I would call it, is like the mediating factor between the vendors and the consumers, where we are going to be building beautiful stories on what actually it is. So what actually the products are about, and of course, it's for the consumer to choose from a wide range of products where they click. So it's not like you have to buy everything and you have to be in this environment space and you have to buy everything eco-friendly, everything natural. We don't want to propagate that. I think it's your choice. You can just buy one small little thing and make that small little change in your life, and that can just be that one step that you've taken today. But you don't have to make those 100 choices today. You can build it up, and that's what we are going to be doing through our communication, slowly building up this space.
Yeah, and Amala Earth is here to stay, so we can take our. But tell me, what is your favorite product from your collection?
So I think currently the teas are really nice. I love all the teas on the Mala Earth. Each one of them has a beautiful product. So then we have, of course, the soy candles is something which is amazing because I love using candles. But I used to always feel really bad using, the regular candles because of whatever the reasons. So I think that has been one big change one small change actually on my life. But of course, I've always been using the brown tissue papers, toilet papers, household cleaning products, all the mosquito repellent products. Children, of course, I have two small children, so I was anyway using organic, natural products for the children. So I think one favorite product currently is soy candles, but of course, I think there are lots.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think some of these new brands which have come out, which has incense sticks made out of flowers, which is so beautiful. So they're also just going to be soon coming on board. So these are just beautiful stories around the space, and it's amazing. I could never imagine that an incense stick could be made only made with flowers. So it's
so I think we're going to have to spend a lot of time browsing around the website, actually discovering, I believe, even rose petal fabrics.
Yes, exactly. And hemp-based clothing. Yes, just the other day, my son bought a shirt from Amala Earth, and he was really excited because it was the first time he was shopping online. He's only 9 years old, so he wanted to try it out. And when he shopped that, he was like, "Oh, it's made out of hemp, the shirt." So he didn't know. Obviously, he wasn't aware of it. But because now that we're going to be educating the consumer, there's going to be a lot more awareness. Yeah. And then, of course, the most exciting, I forgot about this. The most exciting is the plantable stationery that we have. So I just shopped some for my children, and they loved it because you actually are not throwing it in the dustbin now after using your color pencils and your diaries. You can actually write in your diary and actually plant it. So that is just amazing. I mean, these kind of products I would have never imagined ever, So I think that is really interesting. That's so exciting for my children. When they received it, they couldn't believe it themselves that they can actually plant everything and grow something, right? So
I think it's the exploration which is going to be so exciting for people who are interested in this world,
Right.
Wonderful. Yeah. And the change will be slow. I agree with you. I mean, I remember when I turned vegan, it was a slow process. It's not an overnight process. And even now, if I go out to a restaurant, I don't like to make such a big fuss. And I know some butter's gone in there and some, So it's just, you have to take that small step one at a time. And
Exactly.
it's great. I think what you've done is a great, great job. Gunjan, I want to congratulate for this wonderful website you've given us, this wonderful umbrella of beautiful products. And thank you so much for joining us and taking time off from your very busy day.
Not at all. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.